Greetings, this is Classic Games Redefined. My name's Rich, and I wanted to look at why Minecraft. It's a game I like, it's a game I own. This is a screenshot I took from my copy, the loading screen I had here. I really want to do videos. I've had technical issues about trying to get things done here, and even then I couldn't even show the game. That's why I took the screenshot. I'm not doing the sound because I just don't want to run into copyright strikes. Now, yeah, that's my copy. If you play Minecraft, that's the launch screen. There are a very large number of videos out there. I'm also experimenting a little bit. Besides the fact that I feel Minecraft really fits this channel, I'm also trying to experiment a little bit with a little bit more popular stuff and see what happens and whether people like videos and that there. I really want to do a day one video on how to survive, which I've done. Tip spider hole. I've off and on tried to do some other videos here. They tend not to work right, whatever else. But anyhow. What I'm going to do here is, this is two parts of this video. The very first part, I'm going to look at the obvious reasons why Minecraft's popular. Why people like it and everything else. And also, perceptions behind that. And also, I want to dig deeper into it. So, again, we have a link here. The info link will have whatever else here. There's a link to other of these Why That videos if you want to look at other things maybe you've not seen before. You did. But anyhow, let's go on here. I'm reshooting this video. I did it before and don't think I recorded. But anyhow, obvious reasons for the popularity. And this is going to sound absurd, but I'll explain in a minute. It's popular because it's popular. There's something happen when something quotes goes viral and develops a huge user community. The user community will draw other people in. Under player motivation types, which I'll explain below, and also in the info section, I'm going to put a link there to 4 player motivation types, which we'll get to in a bit here. But when something has a large user community, goes viral, it gets out there, does things, particularly if it has its own art style, which Minecraft does. It's also, besides the usual known things that people think because it's just creative and a sandbox and people could build stuff and be a big, wonderful stuff, that early on caught some attention, but it's not really why it switched over to get viral. And then also it plays on a lot of platforms. The PC version doesn't have a lot of requirements, hardware requirements. You can scale back, as I said. I don't play full screen. I play in a window. And that's just a screenshot from my loading up Minecraft. So anyhow, it plays on a lot of platforms. And that comes from the popularity. It goes out. And there's a snowball effect that happens to go viral. But this doesn't go into the intrinsic appeal, which is now I want to look at the second part here. On why it's good and everything else here. Let me go a little bit into why I like the game. I don't do it as a sandbox. When I build that, I build apps. I mean, I don't do it as an artistic expression platform. I do YouTube channels. I create other stuff here. But the appeal for that, for me, and everything else here, is in the survival mode as my attempt to survive and build and try to advance and conquer. So I kind of treat it as a wilderness survival type game. And if there were other modes and stuff like this, trading, I'd be a trading game economic. And that's what it was, is for myself, there's the survival mode and everything else here, which fits into certain motivation types I'll get to a bit. But now let's look at another one here. Minecraft's Legos of Death. Has a unique style, that's Legos. I mean, as far as game stuff goes, it's really put on the map. There was a game, Infinite Miner, which is out there, but really, because Notch is a Legos fan. He was when he was a kid, he likes Legos. And that's one of the things that appeal to it. Has its own unique style. That's along the lines of Legos. Doesn't have to feel the latest graphics, everything else. Everything is very tight and designed for what it was. Is to get it running in Java, which it does here, which allows it to run on a lot of platforms too, by the way. You have to do it, and you build, but it's not just Legos and creating. It's you have to earn. You have to go mine. You have to survive. You have to watch your food and everything else. So all these things give you a little bit of goals. We'll get a minute. You have to earn your stuff. Here's the big one. Let's look at the 4 motivation drives. And again, check the info box in the right-hand corner. It'll pop up there. Watch this video and then go back. It'll explain a little bit more about 4 motivation types. I explain in detail about this here. Minecraft really touches on these. What you have here is it's a complete video game as far as appeal goes. The 4 major drives, which I'll explain here what they are. You got purpose/adventure, mastery, autonomy, and social. On the purpose side, it can be seen because it's a sandbox that, particularly when starting out, it's weak like that here. But the game gives you a lot of goals. You know you have to survive. You know you need to get this to get this. You know you have to build up your weapons to get that. So it's giving these goals that actually will drive you to do this here. It also, there's this lore that built around it, from Herobrine to all the videos in the community does it. There's exploring, so you have a sense of purpose in here. You're accomplishing, because there's an endpoint that got added, which was an earlier version, which is the end and beat the Ender Dragon. And you can explore, and you can also create your own goals. But the world gives you a frame, and usually purpose fits into it. You get this large frame with the lore that's been added and everything else to the game. That there are things that fit in, things that don't, the artistic style, the physics and everything else, the world to go into it. So there's a frame around it that got stronger as later versions came along. Related to that would be a little bit different is mastery. So, as I said earlier, you have to earn stuff. You really have to master Minecraft to get good at it. You have to learn how not to do things, to watch not stepping in lava. You have to go ahead and figure out how to get your stuff there. You have to learn the game. It could be researching, looking at guides online. Originally, it was a lot of trial and error, but they did that. You'll die a lot. And as you do, you get advancement in the game. You get reward for your... It gives you a reward feedback as you see you last longer in the game. There's a scoring mechanism with that, everything else you have in the game. It gives you feedback, and it's rewarding to see how far you can get in the game, and if you actually can beat the game, and you can find the items and everything else. A whole feedback mechanism for it, where you actually have to earn your way in the world. You can put in creative mode, which is the other part. I'll touch on autonomy in a second. But this one here, in the game, offers you that mode there. Autonomy, you can go whatever way you want with it. Provides you flexibility. Usually the purpose side, which I described earlier, can work against this. But they can work together if they harmonize right, which it does. This one, build, mine, explore, play the world a lot of different ways. Build yourself a farm, etc. Go ahead and create yourself a mob spawning thing, mob being the creatures in the world. And do that and build up your experience, get that, and craft, and do things the way you want. Shape the world into what you like. And that's actually, that part there is very appealing to me. You have these three, and there are games that have these things here, but what really caused it here is the social side of the angle. Again, as I said, this is a complete package as far as appealing to people, and that's why you get a large base and at least a large user community. There's a user community that's modded. And by the way, the autonomy factor also, the modding. People do things and they've modified the game. Notch eventually resigned to it and let people do it. The social component. There's a large user community. Tons of YouTube video that lends to the lore and everything else they have for it. The multiplayer online, too. You can play servers, and you'll see a lot of that also. And very strong, so you feel like you're plugging in with a user community and connecting to something else here, which also ties a little bit of purpose, but you feel like you're connecting with other people. So anyhow, you have the complete motivation factors, the Legos of Death aspect, and the usual of it going viral and everything else. It pretty much stands out with a very unique style, which helped go viral. But anyhow, check the video with the 4 player types to understand this further, which we have there. And that's about it. Feel free to post comments below on what you like about Minecraft. Whatever else, feel free to give me feedback, see if you like these more. If I get better hardware, I want to show some more Minecraft. I want to show some Minecraft stuff here. If you look at the Classic Games Redefined, Minecraft's in the middle for a reason. This game here, while I'm doing Classic Games trying to do it, this game is going to be considered classic if it hasn't gone down now. It's really been put on the map of what it was here and stands out unique as itself. It's a game I like a lot. I just don't get a chance to play it as much. But anyhow, that's the latest. So I do want to thank you for watching. And may your die always roll 5.